Good morning and welcome to Core Mission, the program that brings you closer to the people, seeking your mandate and the issues shaping our community as Zambia heads at the August 13, 2026 general election. As the campaign season intensifies, voters across the country are looking beyond promises and asking important questions about leadership, development, accountability, and the future of their constituents. Through this platform, we provide an opportunity for aspiring leaders to share their vision and engage directly with the concerns of the people. Today, our focus is on Munali constituency, one of Lusaka's most dynamic and diverse constituency. Residents continue to face various challenges ranging from youth unemployment and infrastructure development to healthcare, education, and community safety. The question many voters are asking is, who is the best place to represent their interests in parliament and champion meaningful development? Joining us today is Honorable Agaton Mvunga, an independent candidate aspiring to become the next member of parliament for Munali constituency. Honorable, thank you for joining us here on Core Mission.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, sure. You're welcome to Core Mission, yes. Honorable, would love to get to know you, especially the viewers who are actually watching. Can you please introduce yourself, and also, if you permit, I would love also to know who you are beyond politics. Maybe you can just explain.
Thank you so much. Good morning, viewers. Yes, my name is Agaton Mvunga. I am aspiring member of parliament for Munali constituency as an independent. I was born on the 2nd of September 1970. I am a Zambian citizen, born and brought up in Rhodes Park, Longacres, and I've also stayed in Sunningdale and Kalingalinga. I am a Catholic Christian, and I am a father of 3 sons. I'm a mechanical engineering technician by profession. I spent most of my youthful days in the Zambian manufacturing sector in the industries, where I served as a mechanical technician as well as a supervisor, and my last designated job was that of site manager in Lumwana mines. I feel very passionate about the plight of the youths, and I really wish to make a positive contribution towards the improvement and empowerment of our young people in society.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's good to hear, Honorable. Honorable, I would love to know you as you are seeking actually to be a member of parliament for Munali constituency. What really inspires you? What is really inspiring you to be an MP?
Yes, I am seeing a lot of things that need to be improved in Munali constituency.
Okay.
And due to my passion for the people of Munali, I feel compelled that I should not just sit on the fence and complain about all the wrong things that are happening in our community, but I would like to be part of the solution.
Honorable, you are mentioning that you have seen a lot of things that need employment. What specific things that you mentioning? Because we have seen roads which are being developed and other things which are development is taking place. So what are some of the things that you have seen that you would love to do?
Yes, our road network in the constituency is in a very bad state. If I can highlight certain roads like the PHI, the road that is coming from PHI to Kalikiriki and Mutendere East, it is in a very bad state, and it is really a death trap. Just a few days ago, a Toyota Hilux had overturned into one of these big gullies, which we call drainages, and really it is very unsafe, especially when there's a heavy downpour.
Okay.
We need access to emergency services. Okay. We have got a problem of clogged sewer systems, which are overflowing and leaking into the community. This is a high risk of cholera, and you know our health facilities, most of the times they don't have adequate drugs to provide for our communities. So we really need to improve in the healthcare. We need to improve on the road network. We need to improve on the water supply. We need to improve on peace and security in our communities, because most of our young people have turned to the streets. Substance abuse is a thing of the day, and now they're involved in violent crimes. We need to transform their lives into a positive. We need to bring them back into the right.
Honorable, I would love to know, you mentioned of loads, you need to develop loads in actually some of those areas you just mentioned. How do you intend to actually construct those loads, especially in those places that you have seen? Yes,
it's important that we also involve our cooperating partners, the international communities, the multinational companies, as well as our own budgetary allocation. We need to ensure that we have a proper budget that includes all these necessities in our community, because it is important that the budgetary allocation and whatever resources we have at our disposal should be seen to be working for the communities.
Okay.
Right now we are seeing some road construction being done just as of now, and yet for the past 5 years there's been very little development to talk about. So I really feel that this should be an ongoing process. I know in the past we had projects like the Link Zambia 2000, which saw a lot of positive developments in terms of infrastructural development in the country. In fact, Lusaka has been transformed into a beautiful city because of some of these constructions. And even rural areas, we saw the construction of universities, hospitals, schools. And therefore, I feel that this should be a continuous process. Government should always ensure that we are moving forward in the right direction. So I feel that as Member of Parliament, I will be able to advocate effectively, because I have been around the area, I've been associated with the people for many, many years, and I really feel that my positive input will bring development to Munali.
I would love to know, actually, Honorable, concerning what you mentioned. I know you have been interacting with the people of Munali constituency. I would love to know what are some of the challenges that people you have seen that are truly going through that you would love to solve, especially some of the challenges that are actually facing.
Yes, inevitably, I think it is very clear to all of us that the cost of living is so high. And many of our people in the high density areas are finding it very difficult to make a sustainable livelihood. They are depending on these pamelas. Some do not even manage to have a meal a day. And therefore, I feel like it is very important that we must ensure that the cost of our locally produced maize should be reduced to an affordable level. I know that prior to the 2021 elections, there were a lot of promises being made that the miri meal would be 50 kwacha and so on, but this never materialized. We want at least a realistic reduction of our food through increased productivity, and we need to ensure that at all times we maintain a 5-year strategic food reserve, so that we are not in that desperate situation whereby we have to inflate the price of our staple food, because most of our people are dependent on our staple food, and for us to drive our economy, we need our people to be well fed and healthy.
Honorable, speaking into, you mentioned that you grow up in these other areas. You mentioned you grow up in Emersdale and these other areas.
Rhodes Park,
yes, and these other areas. I would love to know, how are you connected with the people of Munali constituency, knowing that you haven't really grown there, haven't mentioned in you like you have grown up there. You mentioned this other person. Have you really interacted with the people actually who are, especially the problem that they are going through?
Indeed, I interact with the people on a daily basis, and I have really lived with the people of Munali. Before delimitation, Rhodes Park, I think, was part of Munali constituency. Sunningdale, similarly, and Kalingalinga too was part of Munali constituency. But currently, after delimitation, these areas, I think, are under, like Kalingalinga is now under Roma constituency.
Yes.
However, I have held various political positions, grassroots positions. I served as a ward secretary. I have served as a IP, Information and Publicity Secretary, and a district secretary for political at one point. Therefore, I have had close interaction with the people, and I understand what the people are going through firsthand.
Okay, Honorable, I would love to know what are some of the works that you have been doing to prove that you deserve for this position that you are aspiring. Can you mention some of the works that you have been doing in Munali constituency?
Yes, first and foremost, I think we have had numerous sensitization programs where we engage our youths and try to get them out of the addiction problem. We have sponsored, I have sponsored numerous football tournaments, including the 2025 Independence Cup final. And for your own information, I'm the patron of Lusaka Football Association.
Wonderful.
Where we are growing the grassroots soccer and encouraging them to get out of bad vices and improve their skills for their own self-sustenance. We have had village banking projects like in Kalingalinga and Mtendele, where I have financed some village banking schemes to assist the women of Kalingalinga and Mtendele to at least have a rotating fund where they are able to buy their small merchandises like the tomatoes, the whatever they use for their daily business activities. I know it is a very small portion because the extent and the population is large. The extent of the problem is large, but then it is a good start, and I feel that with more financing from government and from well-wishers, NGOs and so on, I feel that we can empower our women and youths so that they can become more productive and more self-sustaining.
Okay, wonderful. You mentioned of the youths, you mentioned of also the sports, that what you have been doing. I would love to know, especially, the majority of population here in Zambia, most are youths here. So what plan do you have for the youths, especially for Munali constituency? What plan, how do you intend to empower the youths? Because we have seen a lot of youths who are there, they are finished educations, most of them, they are jobless as we are speaking right now. They are looking for employment. Yes, under your vision, what are you planning for these youths who are not employed? Yes,
unemployment is very high in the country, and I feel that it is important that we find tangible solutions to this. I know that it is not possible to employ everyone, but then I feel that we need to empower them with knowledge, business skills, mining skills, agricultural skills.
You are speaking of empowering them with skills. How do you intend to do that deliberately steps that you are going to take to empower them with skills? Yes, we do know they need to be empowered with skills, but some of them don't have actually money for them to go to school and other things. How do you empower? Are you planning to maybe to create something like maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a school or something that you can actually empower these people for the skills so that, yes,
we do have institutions of tertiary education, and we need to design the curriculum so that it is industrial based, whereby it is relevant to what they are doing, what they want to go into. For instance, if somebody wants to go into mining, they need a curriculum that is designed specifically for mining. If they want to go into agriculture, we need to design programs. You asked me about how we're going to finance these projects. We need to include this in our budgetary allocations and source for funds in order for us to give our children a better opportunity for a better future. So it is very important that we source for funds. That is the whole essence of having a parliament that should provide estimates of expenditure that includes youth development. In fact, the biggest chunk of the budget should include youth and women empowerment, including those with disabilities and the elderly. And then we also need to ensure that we improve our health facilities, because if people are not healthy, they cannot produce accordingly into the industry.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, you mentioned of getting the funds and what. You've been as an independent party, you know, there's a lot of misconception that people say those people who are independent party, maybe they may not get the funds. What do you say about that? And then I would love also to find out why are you standing as an independent? You would have joined maybe other parties that are already formed there so that you can actually belong to them. Why are you standing as an independent party?
Yes, I'm standing as an independent member of parliament because I was part of the BM8 movement, and which is now the Pamozi Tonse Alliance. I was not adopted because there was some bargaining here and there over the seats and allocation of seats. But however, I felt a deep compassion for the people of Munali, and I really feel compelled that I need to serve the people of Munali in order to bring positive input into the livelihoods of the people in Munali.
Okay, that's a good question that's a good answer that you have actually answered. I would love to know what specific development agenda are you bringing to the people of Munali?
Specifically, I would like to ensure that there is rehabilitation of our young people who are suffering from addiction problems. I know that we need to empower our women so that they have got tangible, adequate capital so that they can do tangible development projects that can at least assist them or allow them to provide for the family. Right now, we are undergoing serious problems of water, sewer systems, and so on. Water is life. We need to ensure that we provide our people with clean, healthy water 24 hours a day. And these are not luxuries, these are real serious necessities that our people need in order to live healthy lives. So I need to ensure that we do not revert back to the long hours of load shedding, because that is what aggregated made the problem to become so unbearable. And our women are the people who are suffering on a daily basis, waking up early in the morning to fetch water, and then they have to queue up many hours in order to get their water. And after that, they had to queue up for affordable milli meal, which they could get from ZNS, the ZNS milli meal. I feel that the suffering has really been too much, and we really need to make a lasting solution towards the problems that we have experienced in the past 5 years. Therefore, I feel that I will seriously take a proactive stance and a consultative stance with the people of Munali constituency so that we can find lasting solutions to all the difficulties that we are facing in our community. Security is one of the serious problems that we are facing. You know, it's our young people who are engaging in crime because they need to survive. We need to bring them out of that crime and take them, infuse them into industry. And that is why I'm so happy when I hear people like Honorable Brian Mundubile, who speaks about industrialization of our country. It is very important because industrialization is what will create more jobs for our citizens. And it is very important. I am a product of industrialization. And then after privatization came about, most of the companies fell out of favor, and then now we have become an import economy. We need to produce more so that we can compete favorably on the world market, and therefore I will be advocating for these improvements in our industrial sector.
Okay, speaking into that, Honorable, you know, many of the citizens don't really understand the law of a member of parliament. How would you explain your law if you are elected as a member of parliament for Munali constituency?
Yes, a member of parliament is a legislator. He formulates laws that should help govern the livelihoods of the people. The Constitution is one of those laws that are there, and I'm very disappointed about the tempering of the Constitution when it comes to election time.
Okay.
You know, if you look at other nations like the United States or other older nations, you find that they have a constitution that lasts the test of time. But we do not need to be tampering with the constitution just for the advantage of some political players. We need the restoration of a sound constitution that will govern the people fairly, freely and fairly. We should not be talking about freedom of expression and then you are supposed to get a police permit. We are not supposed to be talking about issues like the the Public Gathering Act, whereby 3 people or more on a political nature need to have a permit or a notification. I mean, these are laws that are suppressing the voice of the people. So we need true democracy in the real sense of the term, and not just having laws on paper. So the role of the Member of Parliament was to scrutinize all these laws, I mean Bill 7 and all these other laws, and ensure that we restore democracy. Right now the democratic space has shrunk, and we need to restore the integrity of the public institutions so that they are free to function on merit professionally.
Okay, wonderful. Speaking into those laws, yes, I do not want us to maybe to debate into those laws, but I would love to know, as a member of parliament, beside you actually debating or making laws in the parliament, how do you intend to ensure that the voices of Munali residents are heard in parliament?
I will definitely convey their desires and wishes, because that is the duty of a member of parliament.
Okay,
he
yes.
is a representative of the people, and therefore I shall speak the people's voice in parliament.
Okay.
Without fear or favor.
Okay, wonderful. Yes. So are you promising the people that when you are elected into power, yes, you are elected into power, won't you disappear? Because we have seen a lot of members of parliament whereby when they are elected into power, they will actually disappear, and they will come back at a time like this when election are closer. How are you promising people that you are trustable enough for you'll be there and be able to voice out?
Yes, in fact, that is even one of the main reasons why I've decided to offer myself to service of the people, because we are very disappointed with our previous member of parliament, who did very little for the people. We were very hopeful that when he was appointed Minister of Water and Sanitation, we were very excited, hoping that our water problem would be solved, but unfortunately he became very scarce to the people. And therefore I promise that I will always be in contact with the people who elect me into office and ensure that all their issues are addressed. And therefore I simply appeal for the support of the people of Munali constituency so that I can perform much better than others have performed in the past. Okay,
speaking into that, I would love to know how would you assess the current state of Munali constituency, like you mentioned? How would you assess?
It is, especially in the high density areas, things are very bad.
Okay. Things
are very bad, and things are bad but can be worked on and improved.
Okay.
As you mentioned earlier, that there's road construction going on because there are elections.
Okay.
These should be ongoing projects that should always be done to improve the livelihoods of the people. But unfortunately, most of these good developments start surfacing during election time. So I feel that we need to get more serious about the service to the people.
Okay, so you're speaking into that, how do you intend to be different from the way you're mentioning? How do you intend to be different?
I am different from the others. I have got my own mindset. I've had my own industrial experiences, and I feel very strongly that what we need in Munali can be achieved. And I shall work tirelessly to ensure that we fulfill the desires of the people. They are not asking for too much.
Okay.
They're asking for good health care.
Okay.
They're asking for good roads. They're asking for clean and healthy water. They're asking for affordable accommodation and affordable food. I mean, these are not luxuries. These are basic necessities that every human being needs to have in order to live a fulfilling life. And I think it is high time we provided these facilities to our people.
Okay, thank you so much. Viewers who are watching us, we are watching us on Light TV, Zambia channel 121 on Topstar. You can actually comment if you are watching us on Facebook. You can actually comment if you want to call in and be able to speak to the Honorable and ask him some questions. Please, you are free. The line is open. There are actually phone lines that are scrolling on the screen. You can call them, and we would love actually to hear from you what you are saying and what are the problem that you are facing in Munali constituency. Honorable, I would love to know how will you remain accessible and accountable to the people after elections?
Yes, I will definitely be accessible to the people. I know my phone number is all over Lusaka.
Okay.
All over Munali.
Okay.
And people are free to access me by phone whenever I'm available. And I'm always in the community. I'm going around. Yes, this is a campaign period. I am campaigning, but I will continue to be visiting our people and interacting with them, inspecting projects to ensure that jobs are done on time and of quality. And I will always be there for the people, and I can never neglect the people who I care for most dearly. They are the people who will elect me into office, and therefore I will never abandon myself with the people who I care for so much.
Okay, viewers, you heard it for yourself. Right now, we'll just take a short break, and we'll be back again for more discussion as we are having the Honorable here in this studio. Please, let's take a short break, and we'll be back again in the studio.
Hi, this is Memory Edge Chanda, and you are watching Light Television Zambia on Topstar, channel 121.
Advertising on Ilenda Ilepia is a special way for you with small beginnings. So, Bagai, don't let this opportunity pass you by. It's your turn to show on TV. Be the VVIP by advertising on TV that has the masses, a heart for the viewers, and a flavor of excellence.
Are you looking for a perfect place for family fun, kids excitement, and unforgettable moments? There is a place where your dreams come to reality. Welcome to Fun World Twin Palm Moors, where every game brings a smile and every visit turns into a memory. From exciting arcades games to fun-filled play experiences, we have got something for everyone. There is always something for you for a play day out. Pick from our Fuzzy package. Also, have your birthday parties decorated with balloon and linen deco furniture for your kids with music system. It's always game time at Fun World. Come play, laugh, and make memories with us. The fun is waiting. Fun World Twin Palms is the place to be. Game time, playtime.
Welcome back to Commission. Thank you so much for joining us as we are discussing a very important conversation. Right now in the studio, I am joined by Honorable Agaton Mvunga, an aspiring member of Parliament for Munali Constituency. Yes, Honorable, I would love to know how many wards does Munali constituency have?
Okay. Currently, Munali constituency comprises of 5 wards.
Okay.
We used to be 6, but they cut one off.
Can you mention them, 5 wards?
Yes, there's Mtendere.
Okay.
There's Karikiriki.
Okay.
Chainda, Chakunkula. Munali.
Yes.
Mtendere, Karikiriki, Chakunkula, and Chainda.
Yes.
Those are 5 wards that comprise Munali constituency. Yeah, so the people of these areas have very basic needs.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that there are certain areas that have got different challenges from other areas. For instance, in the high density areas, they'll be complaining of exorbitant bills and so on, whereas the high density people are asking for employment or business opportunities that can be able to sustain them. They're asking for peace and security. They're asking for a good health care. You see, and they're hardworking people who really do not want spoon feeding, but we need to provide opportunities for them to prosper, and therefore it will be my responsibility to lobby these requirements into Parliament and see how we can amicably assist our people.
Okay, wonderful. Honorable Agaton Mvunga, I would love to know, you mentioned there are 5 wards. Do you have any councillors that you are working with in hand the leadership that you are working with?
Yes, right now the position of councillorship is highly contested.
Okay.
Yeah, in Chakunkula we have Esther, who is standing there.
Okay.
In Mtendere East, we have got Modesta.
Okay.
We have numerous. And please let me not be mistaken to be siding with anyone, but all I would like to see is I would like to encourage our women folk, and I've seen that some women have come forward to aspire for the councilorships and other positions, and I just want to encourage them and support them that they can achieve that, because we need to have a balance of leadership. We should not just be having men dominating these positions. We would like also our women folk, because once we put our minds together, I know that we can come up with very good solutions for most of our problems in our communities. And therefore, going forward, I would like to encourage our women folk not to feel intimidated, but to let's work together so that we can find amicable solutions to our problems, because 2 heads are better than 1.
Okay, wonderful. Honorable, these words you have mentioned, Chainda and these other areas, you know, we have seen a lot of, most of the challenges that people are facing there is sanitation and also waste management, yes. How do you plan to actually help, especially those people? We see drainages abroad, there's a lot of blockages of drainages, there's a lot of, how do you intend to help the community, especially in these actually wards?
Yes, I know that in terms of waste management, I have been doing a bit of research, and I feel inspired when I hear that Singapore is turning their trash into electricity and biogas. It becomes very encouraging, and I would like to research further and partner with some of these big companies that are recycling our waste. They're turning our waste into wealth. And if we were to bring about such industries in our country, I'm sure I will be able to employ some of our young people who are seeking for jobs. That is very important, and that will be one of my top agendas, because if we cannot live in a clean environment, then we cannot have a healthy society. And therefore, that is very important that we address that issue. I also wish to ensure that we promote peace and security. I know, like in Karikiriki, for instance, they only have 1 police post, which is servicing Ibex Hill, Karikiriki. You know, that area is large.
It's very big. Yes.
There's a high crime rate there because of reasons I've already alluded to, high cost of living and unemployment. So we need another police post there so that we can improve the policing. I would also like to encourage our members of the community that we need to work together with the police in order to ensure that we improve our security systems by introducing vigilante or patrols, the neighborhood watch patrols, where the community works hand in hand with the police in order to fight this crime. And we need to transform our community to be safer than it is today. And therefore, these are priority areas that we need to look into. I would also like to upgrade the health facilities, whereby we can upgrade those which are complying with the standard. Yeah, so we shall be looking at our health facilities.
Okay, wonderful. You spoke of you spoke so much. I've heard you are speaking so much in terms of security, and also we are having very few, especially police station. So, like you mentioned, do you have any site, like any place you would mention, like, okay, for example, you mentioned Mutendele, Chain, and these other areas. Maybe you can say, okay, on this site, would love to have another police post or police station. What do you say about that?
Yes, we have identified certain areas
yes.
where, like in Mtendere East in particular,
we
need to have another police post, and there is some land that maybe we need to negotiate with the owners of the land so that we can see how we can get a portion of the land and compensate the owners. But that is negotiations that will take place if and when I take up office. Yeah, we definitely need security. We need the basic requirements. Our children are coming from Mtendere East and Karikiriki, and they're walking long distances to Kablonga, some as far as Woodlands, and they get to school tired. We need also a government school in the area. We've got a number of private schools, but the problem is it's difficult to afford on a low income. And therefore, I think we also need to upgrade the standards of our people to be middle class, middle income range, because things are so expensive, and on a low income, it's very difficult to provide for the family.
Yes, you are speaking of the school. Yes, we have seen that one of the challenges we are actually seeing in schools is that most schools, they are overcrowded, especially in the classes. Yes, they are overcrowded. So I would love to know what intervention would you actually do, some of the things that you plan for, especially in the area of education sector.
Yeah, we need to build more schools. We need to build more schools, and where the distance between the community and the location of the school, we can convert certain schools into boarding schools, so that at least we cushion this effect of long distance walking, because we need to provide sufficiently for our children to have a good education. It is not good for people to be 90, 100 in a classroom where one teacher is the one. You see, the quality of education becomes compromised. And then when the government, for instance, the Ministry of Education, is changing the curriculum, there is need to train our teachers in the new curriculum. Otherwise, they won't be effective in imparting the knowledge on the children. So I think let us have a curriculum that teaches survival skills for our children, so that at any level of education they are able to acquire certain skills that will be able to help them. Yeah, I know in our time, and I think even now it's still there. We used to have Jets Club, where children would make some scientific projects, and some people are coming up with very good innovations. And as they grow and develop that creativity, as they complete their education, they'll be in a position to be one of the great inventors in our communities. But we need to encourage them, we need to facilitate them with adequate knowledge. the school now, we're in a computer age. I think all schools should have a computer lab. And these computer labs should be protected. They should not be vandalized.
Okay.
Yeah, so we also as a community need to take care of whatever developments that are going to come into the community.
Okay, wonderful. Then the other challenge we have seen also in these wards that you have just mentioned, we have seen a lot of junkies. Yes, a lot of street kids also. So how can you, what plans do you have, especially maybe to eradicate or maybe to help them, especially these junkies? What do you have any plan for them?
In fact, I'm not really even very happy about that term junkies, because these are our children.
Yes.
You see, there's somebody's child, and somebody's child is your child too.
Yes.
So we need to care for our children better.
Okay.
We need to rehabilitate them. We need to teach them that a life of crime is not a good way of life, because you can lose your life through crime.
Okay.
And we need to teach them. We need to divert that energy that they have into a positive manner.
Okay.
And that is through industrialization and business in the community.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. As the viewers are actually watching you right now, I would love you to maybe share a vision of what you have, especially what you are mentioning, maybe in simple terms that people can really understand what you want to do, especially for Munali constituency.
Yes, I would like to see a Munali constituency whereby everybody is able to earn themselves a living, be it through the formal employment sector or even the business sector. I would like to see that everybody gets out of poverty, and I would like every low income person to be upgraded to middle income through innovation, investment, and we really need to empower our people. I know the banking sector can come in and we can negotiate some deals so that we can help and guide our people. Because I know what the banking sector is fearing is loans that are not paid in the end. But then we need to go a step further, and as we provide people with resources, let us guide them so that they can get a positive turnout from the investment that we are going to invest in.
Okay, Honorable Agaton Mvunga, thank you so much. As we are concluding, I would love to know, as we are heading towards election, as we approach the general election, political tension are actually increasing in some areas. What message do you have regarding political violence?
I am a strong believer in the philosophy of one Zambia, one nation. We are all Zambians, with or without politics. This period of campaigns and elections shall come to pass. And after elections, we will have to continue living together as brothers and sisters of one nation. And therefore, I am appealing to all political players, please let us desist from violence and intimidation. And let us just campaign freely and fairly and choose wise minds to govern our country in after the August 13th elections. And I would like to appeal to all the people of Munali to give me that vote so that I can make things better for our community.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable. Even as we are concluding, I would love to know what makes you different from other candidates contesting Munali constituency. We have seen there are other many, actually, they are contesting for Munali constituency. What makes you different from them?
Yeah, I know that we are 11 candidates standing on the Munali constituency, and I wouldn't say that I am the best, but I can simply say that I've got a very deep conviction and love for the people of Munali constituency, and I would like to contribute positively to the well-being of the people. The final decision lies in the people of Munali, and all I can do is present myself to them for consideration as Member of Parliament for Munali constituency.
Okay, just your final message to the people of Munali constituency as they prepare to make an important decision in the upcoming general election. You can just give them a final message.
Thank you so much. The people of Munali have spent many years in the industry, and I understand how things run in the industrial sector, and I feel that I can contribute very positively to the well-being of Munali constituency. I am a Catholic Christian, as I earlier alluded to, and I fear my God. And therefore, as I serve the people of Munali constituency, I will be accountable to them, and I assure you that I shall work to the best of my ability in order to ensure that we solve all the problems that we face in our community. And therefore, I make a humble appeal to all the residents in Munali constituency that on the 13th of August, please give Agaton Mvunga a vote for Member of Parliament, and I would also appeal that you give the Brian Mndubile and Makebi Zulu a vote so that we can transform this country to the betterment of all Zambian citizens. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Agaton Mvunga. It has been a pleasure actually us having you here on Light TV Zambia. The viewers who are actually watching, you have been watching a commission on Light TV channel 121. You have heard for yourself the manifesto that Honorable Agaton Mvunga, an aspiring MP for Munali constituency. Let's make sure we do what is needful. Thank you so much for watching a commission. This has been your host presenter, Shepherd Mulenga. We'll be able to see you on the next commission. Stay tuned. Bye-bye for now.